Real JP Multimedia, proud sponsor of the Nerdball Podcast. Here to help you with all things audio, video, graphics, photo, web design. From weddings to real estate, commercial business to private use, we offer a big variety of services for almost any budget. And if we can't do it, we will find someone who can. Find us at realjp.com. That's REELJP.com. Real JP Multimedia.
This is Nicholas Taylor, and this is the Nerdball Podcast.
This is the Nerdball Podcast with Lorenzo Melcher.
All right, awesome. All right, Nick, thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Yep.
We went to high school together, but then we kind of, and I don't think this is saying anything wrong, but we kind of ran around different circles.
Yeah.
Right. We knew each other. I'm pretty sure we said hi. We were cordial to each other. You know, we weren't enemies or anything.
Yeah.
We just didn't hang out with each other. So that's how I knew you, or from the start. Did you always live in Perrysburg, or have you always grew up in Perrysburg?
I lived Toledo, Ohio since I was like 2 years old.
Okay.
I apologize. My parents divorced in 2 years old, and then about like 3 or 4 years old, I went to Perrysburg Heights.
Okay.
And lived out there. And then like it's about summer of 6th grade, my parents got enough money. They wanted to build a house. They asked me if I wanted to go move uptown Perrysburg,
Yeah.
or stay in the Heights. And
Yeah.
we've been living out there for so long. We have so many friends out there. We can run around and pretty much do whatever we want out there.
Yeah.
So I had my parents. They built a 4-bedroom house, 3-bath.
Yeah.
There. So
In the
yeah.
Heights?
Yep, in the
Okay.
Heights. Yeah. So it's a beautiful house. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to Leah DeLeo a few weeks ago. We were talking about community stuff, and I met her at a Starbucks, and I told her how much of the Heights reminds me of my dad's community in Texas. He grew up in Texas. It's just small, really small, but everyone like knows everyone, and it just seems to look out for everybody.
It's generations and generations
Yeah.
that grew up there, and they all look out for each other, and all the kids that run around there. There's not really sidewalks. Now they started to try to put a sidewalks in on the one side
Yeah.
of it, but there's not much sidewalks. There's kids running around, cars driving through out there, so
Yeah.
everybody's watching out for everybody's kids out there.
Yeah, it just seems like a nice tight knit community.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you went to Perrysburg High School. What'd you do after high school?
I went to Penn Adult Education. I
Okay.
did some out of body work. I graduated, and then I don't know. I was really having a hard time finding a job after that. They want 2 years experience.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So like right after I did that, I was like kind of like upset about the whole thing, because I was really wanted to get myself into that. I'm all about low riders and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that, and I wanted to get myself involved with something like that, but I don't know, it just didn't go that route.
Yeah, I do. One thing that stands out being on your Facebook is my dad worked 30 years for GM, so I like Chevy,
Yeah.
and all those trucks that you put on there, man, those like all those lowriders, everything's like, man, those are so awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love all that stuff. So I probably could have bet money that you were going to drive up in a Chevy, not even knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm all about Chevys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it just because you like those more than anything else?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's very dependable vehicles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see that you have one.
Yeah. I had my first truck was 13 years old before I sold it. It was a regular cab, 2007 Silverado. My family, was getting bigger, and we needed room and be able to cart them around. So I needed to get something not regular cab. Although regular cab is my favorite. Like if I could buy another truck, and probably I'll probably end up giving this one to my son in 6 years when he can drive, or in 5 years. Oh man, 5 years, that's crazy. And then I'll buy another regular cab pickup truck. But I just love it. They're so nice to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went to Penna, trying to find a job after that. What did you end up doing?
From there, I ended up having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I had my first daughter after I was 20. A week after I turned 20 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Now she's 18, graduated. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And then my other daughter, she's a senior right now in Perrysburg.
Okay.
and yeah, she's about to graduate this year.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, and then I have a 13-year-old son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they? Did you play sports at all in high school?
I did a little bit of I'm trying to get in a little bit of wrestling. I was chilling with Jose.
Okay, yeah.
That's my best friend. I still talk to him to this day.
I like Jose. He's always posting about his landscaping business and the things that he does.
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Yeah,
Man. Definitely.
He always seems like he's like just having a good. Like he always has a smile on his face.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very dependable worker, man. He's a very hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, you said you wrestle a little bit.
Yeah, wrestle a little bit. I don't know. I did some soccer when I was younger.
Okay.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like but nothing into high school though.
Yeah.
I just the junior high was the wrestling and that's about it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to do any of that stuff and you tried out and didn't make it, or you just didn't want to do any sports or anything? Just didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I am all about football, man.
Yeah. What like NFL, college, everything?
NFL, I know Cowboys.
Yeah?
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, me too, man, for sure.
And Michigan for.
Oh yeah, so
college.
you're having a good year right now, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Man, I have so many Ohio State fans on my timeline. Like yesterday or Friday when USC lost, they I've never seen them so excited.
Yeah.
Like, man, you got to like be excited because somebody else is winning or lost for you to get in, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Do you get together with people and watch the Ohio State Michigan game?
Actually, this year I didn't. Actually, I had to work.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so like, I kept on running out in the training room and
Yeah.
and watching the TV and trying to watch the score.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning I was watching the show until I had to go to work. But
okay.
then later on I was trying to peek in there and try to see. Yeah, because I work at Glassy Canine right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with dogs.
All right.
Yeah.
I said what? So here, move that mic a little bit closer to you. What do you do there?
I'm a kennel tech.
Okay.
And we do still doing like recalls of commands, like keep on doing the commands like for the trainer. It's behavioral issues there, and I don't know, we have a lot of pit bulls that come through there, and like I think what's awesome what the place does, because they at least give the dog a chance. Like I feel some of these pit bulls go to other places that don't fully give them a chance, and they get put down.
Yeah.
And
And what is that? What is that place called again?
it's Glass City Canine.
Glass City Canine. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I work there right now. It's a great place.
Yeah.
And but I'm trying to expand myself.
Sure.
In other directions. Doing like service dog work.
Yeah.
I want to get involved with that more. I actually was a part of service dog work. I know it's probably something you want to get into later on, but
we're good. Whatever. Yeah, we're good.
I got into service dog work when I was in prison.
Okay.
And
Do you mind me asking why you went there?
I actually got in an argument with an ex. I actually had some past with me and my stepfather. Not getting along.
You and your stepfather?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I had some domestic violence with that.
Okay.
Being so-called unruly teen.
Yeah.
And just not getting along with each other, really what it was. And so I had that in the past, and then I had an ex, and then she was doing stuff that she shouldn't have been doing, like so that caused a lot of issues.
Sure.
And I got myself a little amped up more than I should have been.
Yeah.
And, but the thing is you live and learn, and that's where I'm coming about. It was all like a blessing in disguise going there.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I became a man there, just a true man. I got myself in a military program there. It's called Oasis.
Okay.
It's a recovery program. Trying to get myself going on the right track.
Yeah.
My counselor had 9 numbers. That means he's been to prison 9 times.
Oh, really?
Changed his life. Became a counselor. Was working in the prison. Not that long ago, passed away.
What was his name?
His name's Hodge, Mr. Hodge, and Derek Hodge. I'm sorry. And he was a wonderful guy, man. I learned a lot from him. Even after I came out, I actually reached out. I actually went and met up with him, had breakfast with him, and paid for his breakfast, and went to Columbus. Because that's where I actually was incarcerated in Pickaway Correctional Institution.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a lot of that goes back to what you talked about with your stepfather. Like it's already like being divorced, kid of divorced parents is already hard, right? sometimes depending on parents, like they're pulling you like, hey, be on my side, or the other one's like, hey, be on my side. So you're already caught in between, and then when they start dating other people or getting married to other people, just adds another thing. Like, hey, I didn't sign up for this, and it's a lot on a kid, kid being 9, 12, 18, like it's hard on them. So I'm not saying like, hey, you probably shouldn't have done what you did, because you got in trouble for a reason. But it's a two-way street there, right? There's also an adult in the room that should probably be able to handle themselves a little bit better. Yeah. And then you it starts there, and then if you can't figure it out, or if you don't have people to help, then it goes to where it went. You end up in prison, but you found somebody there to help you out. And how long were you in prison for?
A year and a half.
Okay.
They were trying to give me 3 years, 9 months.
Okay.
I did a alpha plea, saying I'm not admitting no guilt, but there's enough evidence against me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just went with that.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much put it to the mercy of the judge.
Okay.
And
all right.
Actually I had Maximum Mayberry, so he's usually gives the
Maximum Mayberry, is that what you call him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's a judge there in Wood County, and that's what they call him, man. Yeah. And then he usually gives the maximum, and I got real lucky. I read a heartfelt letter to him, and I think he really heard me out.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if he has that nickname and he basically cut your sentence in half.
And actually, I was on probation at the time. That's where the other 9 months was coming along.
Oh, okay.
And I actually had my probation officer, coming to the judge and asking for the mercy of the judge to allow that to go with the time. So like dismissing the 9 months. Yeah. Allowing that to go with the time that. Because he said I was doing great until I got in this relationship, which I really was.
Sure.
And the thing is that I thought I really met a really good girl, and because I met her at church. Mm-hmm. And I've been going to Cedar Creek for about like 10 years now.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more than that, but I met her there, and I thought, what a better place to meet somebody, you know. And I'm not saying she's a bad person, people like I don't know. I saw her not that long ago. Yeah. I didn't say no. That could have said something to her, but it's not worth it, though, man. I know what's worth, what's not. And thing is like I don't hate her. She actually did me like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. Honestly, it actually made me a better person.
Well, I never fault people like my mom. Like if anybody were to see, my mom, we talked about it before the podcast. You look at her, you're like, there's no way she went to prison. Yeah. And she did, right? And she's 5 foot nothing, and just little. Now she's a grandma. Like and like when my kids get old enough and realize like, wait, Mimi was in jail, Mimi was in prison, and then she can tell them about it. Like it opens their eyes a little bit. So I just going through that. My brother went through that. Just going through that. Like I understand. Good people do bad things. Now, are there bad people who do bad things? Sure, but then I try not to associate myself with those kind of people. But good people do bad things, or have a bad night, or a bad week, or a bad year. Like all these things could compound, but it doesn't mean they're a horrible person. It just means that something bad happened. When you were in prison, having never, I don't even know if I've never been arrested or anything. It's just either lucky sometimes, because I did stuff too. I was just lucky. But going there, going in, like, tell me at the beginning, like when it happened, like were you scared? Like what were you like feeling?
Yeah, I had a lot of emotions going through me.
Yeah.
But I just knew that I've always used it, like this anger that I had built up inside me, man. It's like, like it all stems I've always in my life tried to protect people that I love. Uh-huh. And even it stemmed from I was 2 years old. When I was in prison, my counselor in prison, he broke it all down. We went down to the nitty gritty of everything, man. And I was protecting my mom when I was younger, man. I had guys coming in and out of my life.
Yeah.
And I tried to defend my mom. I remember one time I was being babysitted. My mom was working 2-3 jobs at the time, and I seen my very first altercation, and it actually traumatized me. I was actually 2 years old. I looked at my brother, and he's 7, so my brother's 5 years older than me, my older brother, and I could tell he was scared. And after that point in time, I just knew that I was on my own. I had to So I was even though I was 2 years old and 2-3 years old, and these guys were coming out, I remember these guys. Mm-hmm. I remember their names. I remember these guys coming out of my life. That's so crazy. I remember 2-3 years old. I remember being in an apartment on the east side on Vinyl Street and walking, I'm not saying my mom's a bad mom. My mom was working 2-3 jobs. My mom was trying to do the best she could.
Yeah.
But me and my brother, we would walk down to my cousin's house, which was like right down the street from there. But still, we're just, pretty much doing whatever we could. And, taking advantage of the time my mom was sleeping and stuff like that. But like, I just remember that time where the altercation happened and just feeling like I had to be the man of the house, I guess you want to say. And after that, I was trying to be the man of the house, and always defending, my mom, even later on, my younger brothers.
It's a lot of pressure.
My older brothers,
right? Yeah. It's a lot of pressure, especially as a little kid, to like feel like, oh, I got to do something about this.
Yeah, and I used to say stuff to these guys that come around, because my mom was a very, pretty girl, and guys coming in and out, trying to come around and stuff like that. I would always say stuff. Even like the babysitters would be trying to hit on her, and we always called them the monks. Their last name was the monks, and they were actually like the last resort babysitter. Usually my cousins would watch us.
Sure.
So like my mom tried to do her best. She was trying. She was just trying to make ends meet and working all those jobs that she was.
Are your and your mom's relationship now?
It's way better than now.
Yeah.
She's I don't know. I think she sees a lot of changes. Still back in her mind, thinking that that he's capable of doing what he's capable of doing. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to change everybody's views of myself, man, and that's why I feel like I'm doing what I'm trying to do and trying to change people's view of me, trying to change the community about this business I'm trying to put together.
Yeah.
But also I want to say another thing. The whole thing with prison, man, I was there for like 2-3 weeks, and I lost my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I lost my son, and he was born, and and then he passed away, and then not much longer I lost his mother. And she was actually off 795 here in Perrysburg, going towards Toledo, and hit the black ice and hit the median.
Oh, wow.
And right there by Ohio Turnpike off 795, somebody came around the Ohio Turnpike going about, 60, 70 miles per hour and hit her and killed her.
Wow. And how old was she?
She was about 30, 31.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So not only do you have to go to prison, be there, but almost immediately you get in, you have this, these tragedies that you have to deal with. How?
Yeah. And I got to keep my emotions in.
Yeah, because
if you're out there, showing any weakness, they prey on the weak.
Yeah,
and they will.
What did you?
So
find...
like I know, say I had a real cool CO. He found out the news and he took me to the back, and he allowed me to. Let out the tears and everything, and that I felt like I needed to get out of there, and then he allowed me to wait back there for a while, and then until he felt like I was ready to get out there, and after that I just had to swallow up everything. I even tried to be there for the funeral service, and I got denied.
Did you really?
Yeah, so I got denied and wasn't even able to even set my eyes on him.
Yeah,
and so. And it just tore me up, man. Yeah. So that's build another fire up on me to want to change and do things right, and that's what I've been trying to do.
Did you? I was going to ask you if there was time or places you could go to let out emotions. Now your CEO helped you there. Was there other times, or that was pretty much it? You just.
Once I got in the Oasis program and we built bonds with each other.
Yeah.
And we were there for a while. Then we knew who where our real brothers were.
Got it.
Who was real there for you, man, and
Yeah.
who wasn't, and that you could do something like that.
Can you explain the Oasis program?
It's just, like I said, a recovery program trying to, it's about, like, you can go to prison, man, and just lay in your bed and do whatever, man.
Yeah.
Lay that time away.
Yeah.
Sleep it away. You can, be out there out in the rack, out there outside with the general population.
Yeah.
Oops. and
you're good.
and general population, and
Yeah.
you can go out there and and do whatever you want and not try to change. But I myself, I try to, I see there was things that I needed to get a grip on. Obviously my anger and also I got myself medicated, like taking medication. It helped. It gave me a bigger fuse. I don't know. This is the honest truth, man.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know.
Well, it's good to. I mean, you went to prison for a bad reason, but you have to make the best of a horrible situation, right? And it's good on you to realize, like, well, if I'm here, these things are offered. I was already on my way. It sounded like you're already on your way up, right? Doing good. So I might as well make this better. Why lay in bed? But when I can do these, the Oasis program and be a part of something, right?
Yeah, man, it was actually the best decision I ever made. I feel like I really became a man. We're up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, feet on the floor, beds made at 45-degree angles.
Yeah.
We all had to be sitting like in tights, like standing like a certain way in front of our bed, and it gets expected every morning. And from there we go to our programs and programming all day long until about 6, 7, maybe sometimes later than that, depending on how the programs are.
Yeah.
And we have a few hours in that. But like honestly, it was the best decision I ever did. I just spent Christmas there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was actually humbling.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
real humbling, man. But I actually had a great time. Yeah, there was actually an awesome consulate that was there that she made our Christmas the best Christmas we could have, that we could have in prison.
Yeah.
So it was real awesome.
Did you get to? I mean, you spent Christmas there. Obviously, you spent other holidays there. To me, it's amazing that knowing what happened to you when you first got in there, missing holidays, missing obviously your other kids and everything, like to be able to try to stay as positive as you can. Now, I would imagine some of that too is your brothers in the Oasis program, like helping that along, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna get myself into doing some CDL, because you can get your CDL there.
Yeah.
And I got myself, and I was like almost done with the CDL license. I only had to pass like a couple more things. So I passed like most of the tests for the CDL, and I actually had a gentleman that stole my coffee, and that's where like you feel like you got to defend yourself, man.
Yeah.
If not, when someone takes your stuff, you gotta. And that's what happened, man. I had got into an altercation. I went to the hole.
Yeah.
I was there for a couple of weeks. My parents didn't even hear nothing from me, so they didn't know what the heck was going on. And the only people that came and saw me was, my dad, my mom, and my fiance.
Yeah. What kind of like did they come on a regular basis to see you?
My mom did.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
she
I would
won
imagine
my mom and my fiance. Yeah, both them two did.
like
yeah.
knowing that somebody's at least coming to see you once a week or whatever it is, like it probably helped you get through stuff too, right?
Yeah, it meant a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
definitely it does. At least you know who's there in your corner.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like you're by yourself in there, but it doesn't feel like that all the time. Like, because or you can count on this, like, hey, somebody's going to be here today, whether it's my mom or my fiance or my dad. Somebody's going to be here to see me and to at least, I don't know. I just know what my mom, like, we were allowed to, like, hug and stuff. Were you guys allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just even having, like, you take for granted being able to hug somebody, I would imagine, when you're in there. Like, man, just like.
You get to hug her like at the end or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta sit down at the table.
You sit down at the table and talk, and you're being watched.
Sure.
Like, watched like a lot, man. Yeah. So nothing. I mean, it's not like I was gonna try to pass anything on or pass anything on. But I'm just saying, like, you're being watched, and I don't know. It was just wonderful just to have the visitation, man. Just to hear your name just being called for visitation, man. It's just you just get. I don't know. Your heart just feels a certain way, man.
Sure.
Yeah, you just feel like, heck yeah, somebody cares about me.
Yeah. I would imagine that even though you knew they were coming, like, how often were they allowed to come?
They can come whenever. Like, it's my mom also works. She works at BGSU.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, at the college. She's a custodian there.
Okay.
And I don't know. She likes it there. She loves it, and she works a lot, so she wasn't able to come as much as I would like, but but she did come, and I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, the time that I got to spend with her.
Well, I would imagine you want someone there all the time, right? Every day, like, hey,
Yeah,
come
heck
see
yeah,
me,
yeah.
But you understand, like, hey, there's other things going on.
Yeah, exactly. I had to work on myself too, though,
Yeah.
man. I just knew that, and I don't know. I actually, so like when I got in the Oasis program, when I was doing the CDL, I was like actually with another counselor. So after that fight happened, I had to reapply to get back to the Oasis program. And that's how I came about getting Mr. Hodge. Mr. Hodge, he's no joke. You can't get nothing past him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's seen everything.
Okay.
So like I needed him.
Sure.
I needed a guy like him. I needed him to call me out on my BS.
Yeah.
Because like nobody else was.
Yeah.
So like I had him, and he was, I don't know, real as it comes.
Sure.
And he changed my life in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes it's those family's going to be your family. Sometimes they'll be in and out. Sometimes they're gonna be whatever. Like I know for my parents, my brother, he was almost 40 when he passed away. But even my parents would tell me like, we can't like make him not do drugs because he's an adult. So they get to the point where like they know and everyone knows it's going to happen or it is happening at whenever he's gone. So it's just hard to like do anything. But with someone outside like Mr. Hodge, it's an outsider. He can just come in and be like, I don't care about anything you're doing. Here's what I see. Here's what we're doing. He can be hard nosed, but also with love, right? He knows what he's doing and he's helping you because he wouldn't be helping you if he didn't see something already in you to say like, yes, this is gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, even then, he even let me know. He's like, I'm about to be your counselor. He let me know, like, and I was like, whoa, man, like,
yeah.
I was like, man, I kind of got nervous about that because I already knew that he was gonna call me out on everything, and I knew the counselor I had before, bless her heart and everything, but I just knew that she was more of a pushover. I knew I could be able to get stuff past her. Things happen for a reason, man.
Yeah.
So maybe it all happened for a reason,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what it. Maybe the Lord knew I needed Mr. Hodge than my other counselor.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you were there for what would we say, a year
and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
So when you get out, what's there waiting for you, or what are you doing?
I get out. Living with my fiance, with her parents actually.
Yeah.
Things were going all right. I got my very first job. Like right away, I started working at Marco's in Rossford.
Okay.
Delivering pizzas. I still had my vehicle, so thank God. So, was out there delivering pizzas, doing that. Let's see, worked there for a while. Got into working with landscaping with Jose.
Okay. And that's another good thing about having friend, like I don't know how you got the Marcos job. Maybe they just need a delivery driver. You don't know anybody there. But with like Jose, like he knows you. He also knows what happened, but he knows you enough to be like, yeah, you come work here, man. Like we need people. You're a good dude. You're a hard worker. Let's work.
Yeah. Working with Jose, and then honestly, man, it's been real upsetting about Jose, man. Like, I miss that dude, man. He just moved to California.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
I can't be down on it like that, but like like
well, that's fine.
I'm happy for I'm happy for him, man. He found a wonderful girl.
Yeah.
And, she was from the news, and and I don't know. I think she got a good job down there in Cali, and she can speak Spanish really good. And,
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm happy for him, man. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just he was my guy, man. He was a person I go to like when I needed someone to talk to. Like it's not like I can't reach out to him. Yeah, it's just it's different.
100%.
Different when there's somebody there to talk to. But I also talk to my dad a lot. My dad lives in Alabama.
Okay.
So I talk on the phone. So I'm not gonna lie, my dad's pretty much like one of my best friends myself.
Sure, good.
Yeah. So I'm real close with my dad. And, he actually left summer 6th grade. So like when my stepdad was building the house and everything, he moved to to Alabama with my stepmom, and they had their relationship that just didn't go. They were there for a while and then didn't go well. Now he found somebody and he just got remarried, and he seems to be real happy, and they're trying to have like a Christian relationship, and you know, and he's actually kind of like a role model to me. You know, like he got his stuff together, man, and I don't know, I kind of look up to my dad somewhat.
Yeah.
You know, but like I don't know, like I myself, I'm trying to go for my dreams. You know, like and I'm so glad that like I'm so where I'm at in my life that I can go for my dreams and to try to change my ways of people's view of me and I want to change you know the community in a better way and that's where I've been trying to get this business to come out.
Yeah.
I mean it's called Jacob Taylor's One Stop Pitbull Shop.
Well, I think I sorry to interrupt, but I think it was perfect how you said that. You're trying to change the image of yourself, right, and into the community and all that stuff. But it's also you're doing the same thing for the dogs you're working with are the same way, right? Most people see pit bulls as mean, horrible dogs. They're always biting people, this and that. So not only are you trying to change the image of yourself, but you. I'm not trying to equate you to a dog, but you're working with pit bulls for a reason, right? Because you see yourself in them like, hey, everyone thinks a certain way about them. Everyone thinks a certain way about me. We're changing it together.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I feel like they're the underdog. I feel like they're being misunderstood.
Sure.
And they're loving and caring, loyal dogs.
Yeah.
Just like any other dog. They don't have that locked jaw like everybody tries to say they have. I have a service dog. Her name's Amari. She's my best friend.
She's a pit bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an American Pit Bull Terrier.
Okay.
She's brindle. She alerts me of my seizures.
Speaking of that, you sat down and the first thing you told me was like, hey, I was at the hospital last night and you still came here because you had a seizure yesterday.
Yeah,
Right?
actually,
That's
the
crazy.
hospital actually wanted to keep me. I went against I went against medical decision because I wanted to be here, man. I don't know. This means so much to me, more than what people think it does.
Yeah.
The exposure of my business means so much
Yeah.
to me. I really like to, because I know it's going to be a great thing for the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to train pit bulls to become service dogs for service veterans.
Okay.
And I'm trying to hire nothing but ex-addicts and ex-felons.
Sure.
And I'm trying to give them a chance. You know, like I'm trying to give the underdog, you know, I'm trying to go to like rescues right before they're about to euthanize these dogs and grab them and take them and train them for a wonderful need for I can give back independency towards a veteran. And then eventually my goal is to get my business bigger to get medical patients.
Okay.
So and take care of all the service dog medical reasons, you know, like diabetes, you know, blood pressure, seizures, all the medical, because I want to have it be a one-stop pit bull shop. Like everybody goes there for all the service dog needs for pit bulls. And you know, I know other places are gonna, you know, do stuff with pit bulls, which that's awesome. That's great, you know.
Yeah.
But like I want to have this place be like a wonderful spayed and neutered everything.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to have a all around wonderful place. You know, that I can get people a great work environment that everybody gets along, knowing that everybody's there for the greater good. You know, for the dogs, for the veterans. You know, even then for the patients.
Yeah.
Because even then, some of these veterans are going to have medical reasons too. They're going to need taken care of. So I might, you know, still take care of some of the medical needs with the service dogs.
Where did you get your service dog?
I got my service dog. I actually fully trained my service dog.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, I had her for PTSD and mobility. I have fibromyalgia.
Okay.
I'm in pain like every day. That's another reason why I was doing a lot of stuff I was doing in the past. You know, I had a 9-year binge of opiates.
Oh, wow.
You know, trying to numb all the pain I was in. And now I take regular medication. I take Lyrica and stuff like that for my fibromyalgia and Depakote for my seizures and Excapri and everything that I actually got myself with like a Doogie Howser type doctor.
Yeah.
He's younger than me, but he got me into all the, you know, specialists that I need to get to. And because I had another doctor, I felt like he was a quack. I felt like I knew about fibromyalgia more than he did.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like I was in the great hands. And so I was able to find this doctor, and it was the best decision I ever made. And and he actually later on, I started picking up what my dog Amari was doing with the seizures, pawing me, whining. Like I wasn't really, I thought maybe she wanted to go out for a walk. I thought she maybe wanted to go potty. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't even picking up on it. But then later on, it was happening so much, and I would have these seizures. Then I started realizing, wait, she's like alerting me of my seizures.
Yeah.
And she would like to do it for like 10 to 20 minutes, sometimes even a half hour, sometimes an hour before I even have one. Then now I know like to lay down and to be in a safe place before I would even have it.
Yeah.
One time I had a seizure in the doctor's office, and she was alerting me there. And I was trying to get her to calm down. I was like, wasn't really thinking anything like that. And even in my doctor, he mentioned it. And even then, he signed off on her for being a seizure alert dog.
Wow.
He's seen it with his own eyes. So it was, best thing that ever happened to me.
Where are you at now with your business?
I built a board. I got 3 people. That's all I need.
Okay.
I got 2 other people, wonderful people. I have a nurse that's from my program that I'm in.
Okay.
I'm not even court-ordered. I was actually supposed to be 3 years on parole after prison. I was not even on parole for less than 6 months. They dismissed me of my parole.
Oh, awesome.
Because I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I been myself in a program called Talbot Clinical Services, and I've been there trying to do the right thing ever since. Been working on myself, counseling, the whole 9 yards. I know myself more than I ever know myself. Everything's been broken down, even further than Oasis. Oasis could do. I'm not saying they didn't get further deep in stuff. Yeah, they did. But like.
But it's a start, right?
Yeah, it was a start, and I got myself working, and I got myself in this program, and it was the best decision I ever made. It was actually one of the best. I was actually one of the very first patients they ever had, and now they have like 3 different locations.
Wow.
And yeah, it's actually getting big. Actually, so much changes, and the thing is, man, that's another thing. I wanted to be that role model for those people that were there.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep on my recovery and do things right, and show people that it can be done, and that's what I was been doing. And like I said, November 2nd, 2015 is my sobriety date. That's actually the day I started Talbot.
Okay.
And I've been still going there, strong, going to groups. I go to more groups than I'm supposed to. I don't know. I have a lot of people knowing what I'm trying to do. I have a lot of people willing and want to be volunteers, want to help. Mm-hmm. It's a nonprofit organization. The name's all in that. I'm actually have a specialist put in a 501c3, so like it's almost all the way together.
Okay, nice.
This is why like this word of mouth exposure, this right here is gonna help me so much, man. I really feel like it, man, and I've been praying about it, and I hope to the right ears that somebody hears this, because what I'm doing is gonna be amazing, man. Yeah. I know, like I already know, like I love pitbulls so much, man. I have a heart for them so much. I actually work more with the dogs at my work. I actually give a little extra more work to the pitbulls that come in there.
So you're biased against
yeah. And I wear a lot of pitbull shirts
Sure.
and stuff like that, and I'm all about them, man, because I know they're awesome dogs. They're very smart and intelligent dogs, man, and they should not be. If they get put in the wrong hands, that's the problem.
Well, that's any dog, right? Though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people just see it like pitbulls.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the thing is, I maybe what it is it's so much easier to get a pitbull, man. I don't know. So then it gets in the wrong hands, and then they get viewed. I mean, I'm not sure, but I know they're just wonderful, man. Like my dog Amari was the best decision I ever got.
Yeah.
And now I have another one.
Yeah.
So there you go. I expanded my family. And his name's Chico, and he's all white. And yeah, man, he's like actually a dog version of me. I got him since he was a little puppy. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Like he's not somebody to like start a fight, but he'd be one to like defend himself just in case. Like, so like he's not mean. He doesn't have mean bone in his body. But he felt like if he had to defend himself, he would. But I feel like any dog would be the same.
100%. Yeah.
So like it's not. Nothing towards the pitbulls or anything, but yeah, he's awesome actually, man. Like, and he's like, I could literally put my hand out and he'll put his head right in my head. Yeah, right, and he'll just lay there and just stare at me like
his giant head. I feel like all pitbulls have giant heads.
Yeah, big black heads. Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. And then, just having the opportunity to go work with dogs after, I just didn't think it was, being in prison and working with dogs, is one thing. You know, uh, going to find a job is another, man. And
Yeah.
I finally got the opportunity to be working with dogs, man. That's definitely where it's at. That's where I wanted. I never knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I found my niche. This is it, man. I know it. I know for a fact. I just wholeheartedly in my heart
Yeah.
feel this is it, man. And I'm an empath, and I feel like that helps a lot with the dogs. Like I feel like, I don't know, vibes, like, and gut feelings and stuff like that, and they feel the same thing. So they can sense a bad person, and all that stuff. And a lot of these dogs, they come out of that threshold of that kennel, their state of mind is totally different, because then inside of there they feel like they got to be, protect themselves. They're scared, blah,
Yeah.
blah. They don't, especially going to like a new place like Glass City, or even in Jacob Taylor's One Stop Pitbull Shop. Once
Yeah.
I get them, like they're all going to be a certain way. And that's why, like, like, there's some rescues around here, and not saying no names because I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like they're giving them the chance they deserve. Like, I don't think they're educated enough to know, like, so like when they see the dogs acting like that, they see that as the dogs being is an aggressive, mean dog, and they get put down because of it.
Yeah.
They're not like picking up, like, if these dogs are scared, they don't know you, the whole 9 yards. They're not even giving the chance.
Yeah.
And this is where I want to have my place, give them a chance, and also be a no-kill zone. I don't want none of my dogs. I don't care. I know not all the dogs are going to be qualified to become service dogs, but that's why I'm going to have like a rescue, so they can be
A family dog.
a basic training to a family dog.
Yeah,
So they can be
yeah.
adopted out. And if they don't get adopted out, that's where I'm trying to get some, acres out in the country, and have them have lifers live out there if they got to live out there, man. But I'm not trying to put them down at all.
Sure. Sure.
I just can't do it. I don't have the heart to do it.
Well, it sounds like too, like, because of where you at and who you talk to and the different programs you're involved in, like, there isn't a shortage of people to be like, hey, if you need something, let me know, or if you need help out, let me know. And I did like when you said, like, hey, this is what I want to do. I know this is what I want to do, because most of these kids, like, I coach high school football, so I'm talking to these kids and like, hey, what do you want to do afterward? Like, I don't know what I want to do after high school. I'm going to college for this, but I don't know business, but who knows? Just to know that, like, we're almost 40, right? Me and you, and you're just now figuring out like what you want to do.
Exactly.
And that's not bad. Like, you know what you want to do now, and that's okay. Same thing with me. Like, I graduated from Owens when I was 26, or 24. So, like, there's things happen, just like we've said several times here. Things happen for a reason, or things happen at a certain timeline. Like, it doesn't have to be like 18, I'm going to this college, I'm going to be here for 4 years, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to work 30 years of this. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. And if you don't know and you're lost along the way, that's okay. Find things that you like, and then eventually you'll make it to what you want to do.
Definitely.
I think that's a good message to send to people, to know that, hey, Nick figured out what he wants to do. Oh yeah, he probably knew what he wanted to do when he was 19. No, he figured it out when he was 39, 38. Like that, and that's okay.
Yeah. And I just want to be an inspiration for some of these people, and I want to inspire them. Like, I hope it sparks some of these people that are in recovery that come there, because everybody loves the animals. Like, so something sparks something in them to allow them to stay clean, because I want to have my place to be a no drug use, nothing. So I want to make sure nobody's doing anything like that, and if I feel like you are, then I guess I might have to drug test you, and I just want to have everybody doing the right thing, and because I can't have people using drugs working with service veterans. That's not gonna, it won't be good. So I'm just trying to have somebody spark their interest, and maybe like, wow, like this might be something they want to do.
Yeah.
So they keep them going, keep on staying clean. Want to turn around and maybe one of these days spark their image to become a trainer one of these days, to get further in there. Like, so it might change a lot of people's life, and I don't care, as long as I change one person's life. That's really what truly comes down to, man.
Yeah.
And I want to change my view. I want to change the people's view. I want to change the community, the greater good of the community, and I'm trying to do wonderful things, man. I know
Sounds like it.
it's gonna be awesome when it all comes together. Like, it's like almost all the way together. Like, that's all. I'm like, I'm with the specialist of the 501c3. I have like all the check marks besides like a couple.
The one thing I know, I've never owned a business or done, but with a lot of stuff, and I would tell a lot of people, this stuff doesn't happen overnight, right? And I'm sure you've been working on this for a while.
6.5 years,
Yes,
man. I've been
yeah.
working on this business, man, and
Yeah.
just what I gotta say about it, man. If it was just gonna come easy, it wouldn't be anything to me, man.
Yeah.
This means so cold-heartedly, means a lot to me. You know, like I said, I'm an ex-addict. I'm an ex-felon. I have a seizure dog. I want to give independency back to a service veteran.
Sure.
And just like how I have independency, I want to have it as like Jacob Taylor's One-Stop Pitbull Shop LLC, where you find your true best friend.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to have like my dog Amari. She's my true best friend, man. Like, like that's my dog, yeah, right there. You know, like she means everything to me. You know, like she actually was in the hospital with me last night. She rode on the ambulance, the whole 9 yards. Like, she means everything to me, man. So I feel like, you know, like she's another reason why I'm still here, man. To keep me pushing, keep me going. Like, she's, I don't know, I got a big heart for her, man.
Sure.
Yeah, she has a special place in my heart, and that's what I want to do. I want to give that to a service veteran, man. Like, you know, I messed up my life. I wasn't able to be I'm a felon. I wasn't able to, you know, get into the Army. I wanted to, but man, I got myself in too much trouble. So that wasn't even able to even happen. You know, I guess a while back they had where felons would get in, or people were possibly about to get a felony. They were able to sign out themselves to go into the Army instead of having that felony and changing their lives. And my lawyer was trying to go that route, but it wasn't able to happen.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, because like, I actually had a decent lawyer, and he was really trying to work for me, and he actually is my family lawyer, and he really cared for the well-being of myself, and he really was trying to, you know, because everybody knew I actually was trying to help out an ex-addict, ex-felon myself. You know, that my ex was the one that got in. You know, actually, I was trying to help her kids gain back the rights of her kids. She lost all rights of her kids, you know, from the state.
Yeah.
And then you know, also I found out she was using. You know, like, and I got a 2-bedroom apartment, and I got a minivan. I could have got, you know, I had a boss that was willing to give me pretty much any vehicle I wanted to, as long as I would make the payments for it.
Yeah.
And I got myself a minivan, trying to, you know, change her ways in her life, and it just obviously wasn't us. We weren't right for each other, so it just didn't work. But yeah, like, you know, and I you know, getting upset with her because she wasn't doing the right stuff, and that's the reason why a lot of this, you know, came about. And but the thing is like I said, blessings in disguise, and is actually, I don't know, a lot of greater good came out of it, man. And I'm really close with the Lord. I feel like I got a good relationship with the Lord. I feel like the Lord is helping me. I feel like the Lord actually opened your eyes to my text or my post on Facebook.
I say that's the only reason. The thing I saw was that
post on Facebook. You know, because honestly, I did that day. I actually went and talked to Luke. He's actually the Cedar Creek main pastor on the Perrysburg campus. I reached out to him. They got Celebrate Recovery.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recover. I want to try to get connected with a recovery program. I want to get people in recovery, like I said, and to help out and with something like that. And I'm trying to. That might be able to come about. He actually gave me all the information to get connected with them. So, you know, reaching out to them, it might be able to expand their program, and it might be able to expand mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my organization that I'm trying to get together. So, you know, the more people I have, the better.
Yeah.
Even volunteers, you know, whatever can help out, you know, anything.
Yeah.
Donations, anything. Like I'm about to be doing some fundraisers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably right now, why it's, you know, wintertime, doing some like online fundraisers, you know, on Jacob Taylor's One-Stop Pitbull Shop LLC Facebook page.
I'll make sure to put it in the notes too, so people can see it.
Yeah, Facebook page, and from there I'm gonna try to do some fundraisers and then what I'm trying to do, it's gonna hit so many points for the greater good for the community. I was even told by a lot of people that they just don't see me being turned down to get in the 501c3, and it's not easy to put a 501c3, because if it was easy, anybody and everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
That's why they make it so hard.
Sure.
And that's why I've been working on the business so long. But I never, until I recently, about a couple months, met up with a guy that's a specialist nonprofit organization, about putting them together. I didn't realize how close I was of getting everything together. So everything's like almost
there, man. Almost the finish line.
To the finish line. I actually have an eye on a location, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's actually an old church off Sylvania Avenue, and it's not being used right now, and it's a pretty good size. I like to hollow it out and, have all that room right there to do wonderful things there. And what a better place, in God's house.
An old church, yeah.
Yeah, like an old church, yeah. I just feel like that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm pretty proud of myself not getting so emotional, man. Like, I can't even talk to my dad about the business.
Really?
Like I get so worked up and emotional about it, man. And I felt like, you guys, nobody would really truly understood me if I was like whining and crying. And I apologize, but like, not trying to be like that. Not trying to be like that, but like, it means so much to my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once I see like even my first client leave, with a dog, man, that's going to touch my heart. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah. Well, good luck, man.
That's another thing, how everything stems. Jacob Taylor, Jacob is actually my son who passed away.
Okay.
So that's why I have it in Jacob Taylor's One Stop Pitbull Shop LLC.
Yeah.
And, so there's a lot of stuff that stems from me, from this business, that I'm trying to change for the greater good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good, man. Like I said, best of luck. I'll put the Facebook page in the show notes. People can click on it, check it out. I appreciate you coming out here, man, telling everything, opening up so much. I think, like we said right before the podcast, if you can help one person like realize something, then we've done something just sitting here talking to microphones, right? So I appreciate you coming out here, man.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me come here.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for checking out this episode of the Nerdball Podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're hearing this, on any of the podcatchers. On YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. We're coming at you 2 times a week now, audio and video. Check us out on all the social medias. Just search the Nerdball Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're out there. Gmail is the nerdballpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to shoot us an email, we'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks to Real JP Multimedia, Cuttlefish Graphics, Perrysburg Junior High STEM Lab, and Big Daddy Graphics for helping out the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.